Hi, everybody. This is Barry Schlesinger here in Sacramento, California, and I want to talk to you about how I've changed my life and how I want to invite you to do the same thing. But before I tell you how you can do that, how you can change your life and have the life that you want to tell you a little bit of a story. About 5 years ago, I had this traumatic neck surgery that fused my neck and upper back. And I knew my life would change, and it did, but not in the way I thought that it would. It made me so much more tired and worn out at the end of my days. And after the surgery, I actually had to go back to work much faster because if I didn't work, I didn't have money coming in. So while my doctors really wanted me to rest for at least 6 months, I had to go back to work less than 2 months after my surgery. And that's not much of a recovery time for a surgery that took 11 hours and that I was supposed to rest and recuperate from for 6 months. So it went from 6 months down to 6 weeks, and I was back at work. Now, I wasn't working at my office. I was working strictly from home because I wasn't allowed to drive, but I was still working. I would get up in the morning, do my morning routine, put in a few hours. My doctor had said I need to take a break in the afternoon and go lay down in bed for a couple hours. So I would do that, and then I'd get up, I'd work a little bit more before dinner, have dinner, rest a little bit, get up, put in a few more hours so that I was actually putting in my 8 hours a day. And that was spanned out over, gosh, I don't know. It was like I would start at 9 in the morning and I wouldn't end until 10 at night because I kept having to take breaks. But I always made sure I put in my 8 hours a day. And then slowly I went back to the office and I was slowly increasing my hours. And I went back to my doctor. My doctor said, yeah, you can't ever go back to a regular 40-hour week at the office. It's going to be too much for you now. And I said, okay. So we decided that, as I was increasing my hours, it seemed like what I could handle was 7 hours a day at the office, 3 days a week. On those 3 days, I did 1 hour in the evenings of work at home. And then the other 2 days, I worked strictly from home all day, and I put in my 8 hours from home. And that worked, but I found myself on those in the evenings and on even those 2 days that I was working from home, I was so tired. I would be at the computer working and just feel so exhausted. In the evenings after I'd put in my hour, there were some evenings when I was literally falling asleep. And during last summer, I was in a relationship and I found, it was really hard to kind of, I had friends that were like, how are you doing? How are you doing? And, everybody thought I was doing great, but I was exhausted because he worked late. I had to put in my extra hour. By the time we could spend time together, it was 9, 10 o'clock at night. So we were up late because we wanted to catch up and spend time together. And then, I'd get up and do it all over again the next day. And I was absolutely exhausted. And at one point I went to my doctor. I'm absolutely exhausted all the time. And he said, are you still able to go out and have a social life? And I said yes, because I was. I would still go out with my friends. I would make plans on the weekends and go out, and sometimes even during the week I'd have plans to go to dinner with a friend. And he said, well, as long as you can still have a social life, that's fine, because I don't want you to work and not have a social life. If you have to choose, I would rather you choose a social life, because life is to be lived. And you are not to be living to work. You should be working to live. Okay, so your work should be your work, and that's all it should be. And at the end of the day, you should be able to still have your life. And for most people, that's not really happening, because for most people like me, I was so busy at the office. There was so much to do, deadlines to meet, deadlines that we didn't even know. I didn't get the work back in time, and so I'd be rushing all the time to meet the deadlines. And there was so much happening at work that at the end of the day, I was exhausted. And even though I was still going out with my friends, in my mind, I was really thinking, I don't want to go out tonight. I don't want to go to dinner. I don't want to go out this weekend. But I did because I knew it was the right thing to do, because I'm supposed to be going out and enjoying life. And I'd go out with my friends and come home and think, oh my God, I can't wait to get home and get to bed. And that's not living. That meant that I was living to work instead of working to live. And that's not how life should be. So my doctors put me out on medical leave this year, and it was the best thing that could have happened to me, because once I decided to do that, I ended up looking online and seeing what I could do online, and I was looking for something that I could do part-time, and I found the Empower Network. And thanks to the Empower Network and the Dream Team, I am completely changing my life, and I no longer work myself crazy anymore. I don't work all the time. I work, I go to lunch. Yesterday I met a friend for lunch, a new friend I had met online. And I have time to really sit there and enjoy. And I wasn't watching my clock going, oh, I got to get back. I'm supposed to be back in an hour, and it's almost an hour now. I'm going to be late. Oh my God, what is my supervisor going to say? I'm going to have to make up this time at the end of the day. None of that is happening because I'm my own boss now. And I want to invite you to join me in being able to live your life instead of working your life away, because that's not what life is about. So I want you to take action right now. Click the link below. Come and join me here at Empower Network in the Dream Team, and I will work with you to change your life around, and you will be able to do this part-time. You don't have to leave your work. I'm on medical leave, and so that's how it worked out for me, but you certainly don't have to do that. You can do this part-time in the evenings. I can teach you how to do that. This is something that shouldn't take long to do, and you should be able to build up an income so that eventually you don't need to have a job anymore down the road, and you can enjoy life. You can sleep in the mornings. You can relax when you want to relax. You can go to a movie. You can you can enjoy lunch with your wife and not have to worry that you've been gone an hour and a half. So if that sounds good to you, if you are ready to change your life and stop working your life away, click the link below. Join me here at the Empower Network inside the Dream Team. And as a team, we will all help you change your life. This is Barry Schlesinger, your motivational and success coach. See you all at the top of the success ladder. Bye for now.